I could end it. I can't. I gotta get away. Gotta get away.
Oh, I'm sorry, darling. You were having a terrible dream.
Yes.
You were saying something about, ending it all and having to get away.
Yes, you're right. It was a terrible dream.
No. I'm sure that this is not the man. The man that came to the door that day was older. And he had silver sideburns, I think.
Well, you said he was around 30.
Oh, I guess I'm just a very bad judge of age. But the other man was older than this man.
Yeah, well, what about the hat?
It's the same kind of hat, but the brim was wider because it covered more of his face.
Yeah, well, Mr. McCord has several hats of this type, but, well, if you say the other man was older...
I mean, I only saw part of his face, but it was more tan and kind of leathery, as if he had spent a lot of time in the sun.
Okay, thanks, Laurie. I guess that's all. Well, Mr. McCord, thanks for your time. Oh, Morgan. Bye.
Lieutenant, you still haven't told me why you happened to call me in for questioning.
I'm sorry, Mr. McCord. That's confidential police information.
Oh, that must make you very nervous. I mean, what you say could make that man suspected of murder.
It's a terrible responsibility. I mean, but I knew the minute that I saw this Mr. McCord that he was not the same man. I mean, he's kind of cute. The other man that I saw was very strange. I'll tell Amanda you're waiting for her.
Thank you. Hello? Oh, yes, Mike? Oh, hi, Lieutenant Wyatt just left. Can I take a message? Okay.
I have no idea what prompted that awful dream.
Oh, I think I do. I mean, here we are, so far away from everything. I sometimes forget what you've gone through since Diane's death.
That's why I thought we should come here, so I could forget. Put it all behind me.
But you won't be able to. Not until you find out who murdered Diane. And I'm sure you're pretty worried about what's going on back home with your company. Alan, I really don't think we should have left Springfield until we found out who murdered Diane, until the case was closed.
No, we left Springfield at exactly the right time.
Well, all the same, I think as soon as we get down to Orotava tomorrow, we should call home and find out what's going on.
Darling, we don't really have to go to Orotava tomorrow, do we? I mean, Wayne can fly us down there any other day we like.
Oh, Alan, I was looking forward to going down to Orotava so much tomorrow.
Well, it's just that I'm not up to facing civilization quite yet. Well, someone might recognize me.
Alan, I know how famous you are, but from the way Wayne described that beautiful little mountaintop village and the sweet people that live there, I really doubt anybody's going to recognize you.
Darling, that man who stared at me in the restaurant in Puerto de la Cruz, what did he look like?
Oh, Alan, you're not going to bring that up again.
No, what did he look like?
Sweetheart, I told you, he had a patch over one eye, he was wearing a wide-brimmed hat, he was about your age, he had a dark tan. Honey, I mean, I saw him only once at the entrance to the restaurant, and then the last time I saw him, he was standing on that balcony in the darkness. I mean, you really can't hold me to that.
Who on earth can he be?
I honestly don't know, but I really wish I hadn't told you about him.
I know I'm early, but I was just wondering if there's any chance that Dr. McIntyre could see me now. She's just going to look at my hand and change the bandage.
Well, she's in with a patient right now, but, well, if you'd like to wait in the lounge, maybe I could see if I could get you in before the next scheduled appointment.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. I wonder if he knows that Nola went to the police about him. She's gone too far this time. He's obviously a nice, polite man. She thinks he's an international criminal putting out contracts on people.
Well, there must be something wrong with him if he hired Nola. I'm just glad she's going to Tony with her problems, not Derek.
I'm not.
Hello, Nola.
Mr. McCord. You're back. I didn't expect you.
It was just a short trip in preparation for a longer trip I expect to take soon.
I see. How's your hand?
Oh, much better, thank you. Dr. McIntyre is going to look at it and change the bandage.
Oh. Oh, well.
Listen, I spoke to Mrs. Renfield, and she didn't know whether you were returning tonight or tomorrow morning.
Oh, anytime is fine. Anytime. Yeah.
Well, I think tonight would be much better. That way we can catch up on everything.
Sure. Okay. Bye.
Mr. McCord, I'm calling because I felt you should know that the police were here today searching the house. And I'm certain it was Nola who sent them.
Boy, I just love being here with you like this, away from the office and all those terrible headlines.
Mm-hmm. I think we both needed to get away. Particularly me, so I could sort out what's important in life again. 'Cause I have a sneaking suspicion that when Mike brings Alan back to Springfield, my life is no longer going to be my own.
You can't let that happen, Ross. I don't care what's going on professionally, but you can't let it rule your whole life. Too many people make that mistake. As a matter of fact, I am not going to let you make that mistake.
Why do you get so fierce about things?
It's because I feel so fiercely about you.
Good. And you're absolutely right, you know, because that was Diane Ballard's big problem. Her entire life was centered around Alan Spaulding Enterprises.
Excuse me, Ross. I seem to remember us making a little agreement that we weren't going to talk about Diane Ballard. Would it be okay with you if we changed the subject?
So fierce. Well, what we can talk about then?
I've got it. You. How much I love you and how proud I am of you.
Oh, good. That makes me very glad on both counts. I wish I could take this moment in time and just keep it forever.
You can. With your memories.
You know, from the first day you walked into Spaulding Enterprises, I have stored up an awful lot of wonderful memories. And I'm sure they'll get me through whatever it is I have to get through.
What are you talking about?
Carrie, I'm sorry, but when Mike brings Alan back to Springfield, I have a feeling the entire truth is going to come out.
What truth are you talking about?
I want you to promise me something, and don't expect any explanations. Just promise that you will remember times like this, the time I took you to Paris. And you remember that that was the real Ross Marler, not the man who did...
Ross, you are frightening me.
I just want you to promise me, will you?
Of course.
Good. Then I can get through it. All of it.
I think Spencer's plans for the disco are absolutely terrific, don't you?
You're pretty excited about everything today, aren't you?
Well, I've had an enormous burden lifted from my mind, and I had a wonderful lunch with Ed, so all's right with the world. When did Spence say that the disco would be open?
Said about a month.
Fantastic. What do you think, Josh?
I think it's a great idea. I think it's just what you need to draw a younger crowd.
Well, I think so, too. Isn't it a relief to be here where everything is going so smoothly instead of back at the office in the middle of all that mess?
Yeah, things really don't look too good over there. I just wonder how much longer Amanda's going to be able to keep reassuring the stockholders.
Not much longer, I'm afraid. Of course, she's doing the best she can. She's trying very hard, but she's just come back into the business, and she's recovering from a rather long illness. So I think that you and I and Daddy have to be very strong and work together and be together when Alan comes back and the terrible truth about all this comes out, no matter what it is.
Excuse me, I'm gonna get back to work with Trish, okay? I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll come with you.
All right, I'll be in just a minute. I want to make one quick call. Roseanne. Hi, it's Vanessa Chamberlain. I waited to call you at home. I didn't want to talk to you through the switchboard at the hotel. I just wanted to call and thank you very much for backing up my story to Lieutenant Wyatt. And just to express my appreciation, I put a check in the mail right after I left Lieutenant Wyatt's office today.
I was kind of nervous when I gave Lieutenant Wyatt Mike's message. I mean, I wrote everything down, but I was just so afraid I'd forget something.
Well, how did Mike sound?
Tired and determined. He says that he'll search the whole island of Tenerife because he really feels that Hope and Alan are there. But I'll give you the details at dinner.
Gee, I don't know when I'm going to be home because Justin wants to meet with me tonight about what happened in surgery today. But listen, why don't you call up Bert and have dinner with her? I know she's really depressed, and it would do her a lot of good to have dinner with you and spend some time with you.
Morgan, Kelly, hi.
Hi. I saw Vanessa today. After you finished having lunch with her, she was really in quite a good mood.
Yeah, that woman can really bounce back. I mean, last night she was kind of frightened and depressed.
Ed, got an overseas phone call.
Thanks, Hillary. Excuse me.
I think I will have dinner with Bert tonight.
Oh, good.
But if there's any change in your plans, will you please call me there?
You know I will. I love you very much.
Mike, hello, it's Ed. What's up?
Well, I've been going over this map of Tenerife, but it's pretty discouraging. There's so many different types of terrain here, and it's all difficult terrain. The entire center of the island is sparsely populated, and it's made up of mountain ranges and vast desert areas. It's the base of a extinct volcano called Tede.
Well, sounds like Alan chose the perfect hiding place, doesn't it?
Well, maybe not so perfect. We've been looking for a place that would require a helicopter to land. And with the driver's help, we've begun to narrow it down. Tomorrow we're going to start a search and drive up to a mountain village called Oratava.
I think we ought to make it an early night if we're going to take that trip tomorrow. What time is Wayne going to fly us down to Oratava?
I think we'll leave before noon so we can have lunch when we get there.
Thank you.
For what?
For going along with my whim. I know you're not as enthusiastic about it as I am.
Don't you know by now that I would do anything in the world to make you happy?
This has been the award-winning Guiding Light. Fashions provided by Lily Rubin Salon, South Southwest, Miriam Haskell, and Barney's.